俺に任せて。もらった。四代目他目を超える忍びはお前しかいないと俺はそう信じた。
みんな、渦巻きナルトが帰ってきたぞ。力を貸してくれ。よっしゃ、第7班ここに復活だってばよ。
Bow your wretched heads before the Lord of Greed. Be freed from your mortal coil. Wither! Ravenous Claw! My reign is eternal! In the end, you achieved nothing. For defying the world, I was handed eternal reign. The feast shall wait. All will praise his name.
No one escapes the dragon's stride.
No one escapes the snake's fangs.
No one escapes the falcon's gaze.
Fighting for the righteous justice, fighting for the priceless truth, blurring all the lines between the bad and the good. stop until it's found. Nobody can judge our past and actions. The gallows coming down. Fighting for the righteous justice, fighting for the priceless truth, blurring all the lies between the bad and the good. Yeah. Fighting for the justice, no matter what we do. Three perspectives, sharing one objective. Yeah. Justice calls.
What shadows will I find lurking in your reflection? Swift and deadly. Mirror waltz. Your move. Pierce through. Guide my blades. Sharp as the truth. Care to dance? Minnaを守るために、私はもっと強くなる。今度は背中合わせでいくわよ。
見せてやるよ、シャリンガンの本当の力をな。力が湧いてくる。相変わらずやかましい奴らだ。
The rapid dragon in agile fashion. We jump into action, dashing. Perspectives are clashing. Oh, oh, oh. We're taking on the fight. Jump into the showdown till justice is found. Transform into battle now. Judgment's gavel coming down. Fighting for the righteous justice. Fighting for the priceless truth. Blurring all the lines between the bad and the good. Yeah. Fighting for the justice no matter what we do. Three perspectives sharing one objective, yeah. Everybody's fighting for the truth. Justice calls.
ここは俺に任せて。もらった。四代目ほかげを超える忍びはお前しかいないと俺はそう信じた。
みんな、渦巻きナルトが帰ってきたぞ。クラマ、力を貸してくれ。よっしゃ、第7班ここに復活だってばよ。
All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to OCC Season 3 Rise from Greatest Depths. Now, we've arrived at another thrilling night at quarterfinals action where the stakes couldn't be any higher. Now, every team standing has fought through weeks of intense competition to get here. But tonight, only two will earn the right to continue the journey into the semi-finals. Now, there are no second chances from this point forward. Every draft, every objective, every team fight, and every decision could be the difference between advancing one step closer to the championship or seeing your season 3 campaign come to an end. Tonight, we have two blockbuster best 3 series ready to unfold. Our opening matches features Xeon Nexus or as I would like to call them, the underdogs, taking on the contenders, cut to oblivion. Now, Z and Nexus have already captured the attention of some of the OCC community with their incredible run this season. They've embraced the underdog role, proving time and time again that heart, teamwork, and determination can overcome even the toughest opposition standing across from the even the toughest opposition. Standing from across from them is cut to oblivion, one of the most disciplined and respected teams remaining in the tournament. Now, after finishing as runners up in season 2, they are definitely determined to go one step further this year and finally claim the OCC championship. Now, in our second quarterfinal of the evening, we have another incredible showdown between Sunzukbo, and they will be facing the Empire, also known as the Monarch. Now, both teams have been outstanding throughout season 3, displaying exceptional mechanics, strong macro plays, and the ability to perform under pressure. With a place in the semi-finals on the line, expect both of these teams to leave everything on the battlefield in what promises to be a fiercely contested best of 3. So the question remains, who will rise to the occasion and secure their place in the semi-finals? And who will keep their championship dream alive? And who will see the journey come to an end tonight? Now, the players are ready, the stage is set, the road to the OCC Season 3 championship continues. Let's go, our quarterfinals underway. We will now head to our shoutcaster for tonight, Kenzie and Sasuke. On to you guys.
Thank you so much, Marco, for that wonderful introduction to us, and of course the analysis for our two teams. So, what's up, everybody? We are gonna be your shotcasters for OCC. MLB Tournament season number 3 quarterfinals. I'm Mackenzie. Alongside me is Sasuke, and we have two matches for this day. Yesterday we witnessed two teams advance to the semifinals, and we are gonna witness two teams, another two teams this day to advance as well. So we have CNXS versus Cut to Oblivion. And of course, for our second match, we have Sense of Bow and Monarch. But let's just focus on CNXS and Cut to Oblivion. But Sasuke, man, I want to hear thoughts, your thoughts between CNXS and Cut to Oblivion. We know Cut to Oblivion is one of the favorites here in OCC, but we are yet to see a really dominant show from CNXS, but we see a lot of potential.
Potential is something that it really comes in when you're playing the game, and into the draft phase it showcases your era and everything. Now we do know the cut oblivion is a strong contender, but there's one thing that I like to say, that whenever you're fighting against a new team, it's like the hidden assassin or a hidden ninja. You don't know anything about him, how they'll strike, from where they'll strike, but you're exposed with all of your plays, your styles, and every possible strategy. So Xeon Nexus, they do have that kind of advantage, but in terms of sheer experience and will, Cut Oblivion do leads in them.
Yep, and they are gonna be facing each other here in game number 1. So we are gonna be the dangerous grass as per our map draw, and now, ladies and gents, since we know the dangerous map, a lot of surprises are gonna be expected here. And we are gonna go into our drafting phase for game number 1. And Sasuke, you mentioned to me earlier that we are gonna see less of the tank junglers. So there are gonna be a huge shift in the jungle side. We are gonna expect the Ling, the assassins to come back. But what are the metas that we are gonna expecting here in OCC? To come up, since we just experienced the patch note from a few days ago, and we are gonna see, of course, teams, how will they adapt to the meta changes. But yeah, again, what are your expectations in terms of draft?
My expectations of the book, man, I want to see Hirara being picked up because I think at this point she is quite playable and also pickable. And the teams might have also practiced a lot of combinations, a lot of play styles. And
Mm-hmm.
one thing is certain, like if you have a Hirara in your team, or if you're going with the kind of a draft, man, I
Uh-huh.
love to see the early aggression right from the 0 point. You go into the jungle and you can go all gun go and control the early domination right from the level 2. But swing the bans, E Sunshine right on point. I think that's a Kaja ban coming in. Is it a Kaja?
Oh no, that is gonna be the Uranus ban, and
Ah, okay.
rightfully so. I think that is gonna be a respect ban that they are trying to show us here. They are banning the CNXS is gonna be banning the Guinevere, and Marcella is I think will be out.
Different
Yep, that is
perspectives
gonna be the
expose the same
Marcella
truth.
for the side of CNXS, but. Yep, think we are seeing the wrong side here. For our first pick is CNXS, so let's just swap it out here. So again, Sasuke, they banned out the Yisenshin as a first priority, so we are gonna see less of the YSS on the gold side, but we are gonna see him again in the jungle side, and again the shifts in the meta. Teams so far are really adapting well, and since they banned out the Gord Sasuke mana, that's just gonna be great, man.
That is. But that all that left is open is Freya.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Azushin. They need to ban out Azushin. I know, like the recent nerfs that have been hit, like a lot of mana consumptions and also the pokes here and there, also the base attributes being shifted or changed. She's
Mm-hmm.
still a potential threat. Like you cannot give it away. Maybe a Claude or Zushin. No CTO in a desperate situation. Who to ban? Because if they leave out one of the heroes, they're gonna Xeon is gonna capitalize one of the other heroes.
Uh, yeah. I'm expecting that they ban out the Kaja that you mentioned earlier. So they ban out the Kaja in
Uh huh.
this game, and now for the first pick for CNXS, it's gonna be a lot of expectation for them, and of course, we expect a much more nimble approach in the jungle side, since this is gonna be an assassin type composition we expect, but they are gonna pick the Khalid on the first slot on the blue side, and what can we expect?
Interesting.
Sasuke on the counter. Oh.
Hmm. Oh, Cut Oblivion, they have the opportunity to grab both the Zushin alongside the Claude, but they go with the Paquito. Oh, yeah, that was open too. What if they go with the Akai into the jungle right on point? That is
Mm.
also a broken hero. He'll be able to sustain all the
Whoa.
aggression that Khalid brings onto the table. And also, they have the damage dealing aspect, especially the Paquito. A lot Akai, they go with the Bakshia. That is A OK as well.
Okay, Bakshaban, we mentioned this again, it is nerfed, tank junglers are nerfed this time, but we're still gonna expect the assassin, but in this case, as much as possible, you want to match it up with the tank jungler as well. Uh, a Akai can be picked here, but no, they are gonna pick up the CC, but this is gonna surprise you.
Uh,
A Mia on the gold side. What the heck?
okay. I think I need to drink some water because I'm not able to digest that pick. Me out of the
Whoa.
goal lane. Is it a wrong pick or a mispick? Rather
I don't
deliberately
know.
going with a Mia into the goal lane. I know there are a lot of choices. That too a brilliant one. If you don't like Claude, you can always go with the Irithil. You have the same mobility, yeah, in terms of walking, not in terms of blinking, but you get it, right?
Mm, mm. Yeah, I I get it, but I don't know what they are thinking. This might be experimental, but this is not a good time for that. We know. So see you Nexus. Again picking up the Mia, but it is gonna be countered with a sorry. This is gonna be a Granger
Experience the
on
euphony of
the
suffering.
gold side for Cut
Oh,
to Oblivion. Okay.
interesting. Into the lane phase, Granger will be having a beautiful time, a constant poke from Rhapsody shots. That's Q1. But once it goes to the late game and somehow Granger is not able on 80 stacks,
Uh-huh.
then it's going to be a big problem. But overall, the early game from just the first three picks, the early game is right into the pockets for Oblivion.
Uh yeah. You are on point on that one. But they ban out the Sushin here, and that is a good respect, man. Actually, as much as possible, you don't want to stop. You don't want your backshot to be stopping when he's rolling around the map. And great ban as well for the side of Sin. They ban out this Zatian. Pretty good ban, but the Eve is still open. Can be used as well. But you really need to keep in mind that they have the Khalid. So still, there's a lot of options in the mid lane. You can have the Lilia as well. But I think a Valentine can be a good option here. Copying
Mhm.
the Khalid's ultimate, the rating sandstorm. Then of course, you want that assurance that this Nexus team is not gonna pick up, crowd control heavy heroes, especially in the jungle and of course in the middle side, in the mid lane. So they ban out the Kai, so no more Mathilda as well, Sasuke, but we are think I'm gonna expect here, I'm gonna expect a kind of a cheesy pick again for Nexus, but as much as possible, I want them to pick up the Eva. It really fits well since they are going against the Baksha, and we can expect the friend to be picked. I think.
Well, you know, just because they have the Khalid, you would expect something more aggressive kind of a hero into the
Uh
mid
huh.
lane, or that could pair up really well with the Khalid. So Lilia is a good option, or one of the best option. Farsha
Yes.
is something that I would argue just because there is a constant threat of Paquito, so it will be needing the extra bit of mobility that you can get with
Uh huh.
Wings by Wings. So what else? Maybe a Karita for a sneaky play to catch down the Granger. Now we are seeing a lot of tanky picks coming in from the right side. So Karita very situational just to pick
See
that
value
Granger
in
off the
me?
map. But
You should.
overall, oh,
Ooh.
it has to be Kimi. It has to be Kimi. You have the front liner in
Mm-hmm.
face of a Fred Rain.
Uh huh. Yeah. I, yeah, you're right. A Kimi can be a good option, but I think they heard you. They are going to pick the Lily instead. So as much as possible, they want to slow down this Abaksha and Paquero. That is not gonna do well. But again, I think it would have been nice if they picked up the Kimi, like what you said.
Hmm.
But I think
Yeah.
CDO or Cut Oblivion can pick up the Lily instead in this scenario. But as much as possible, you want something that can help his zonal players as well. A Paquito can be good, though. For the mid, I think they can pick up the a Farsa can be. What else is there? What else is there that
Eve.
can really poke Kimi?
Eve.
Oh.
Eve. I mean, Cut Oblivion can go with Eve or they go with the Farsha. They heard you. You want the Featherized Strike, a constant poke, and a constant reposition. So that's understandable as well. But, you know, okay, never mind. I would think I was just being too skeptical of seeing Eve right for the side of Cut Oblivion because it is looking really good. You have the Kofra, you have the Tyrant's Revenge to stun the enemies on the
Uh.
wall, and a constant zone and constant poke coming in from Eve. Maybe I was just thinking about that those kind of scenarios, but yeah, whatever. Even the Farsha could do the same, but is better,
Yep,
just
it
better.
is kind of better. So you can expect them to have a good zoning capability when it comes to objective take. So yeah, lots of changes in the patch note, but this team's still sticking to the ones that's still really effective. So we are gonna go into the land of the ladies and gentlemen. This is game number one of our quarterfinals between CDO Cut Oblivion against our side of Team Nexus. And ladies and gents, this is just game number one, but I can feel the hit already. San Miguel is just getting hounded by Yawi. But this is not the Yawi that we know, Sasuke. You know that, right? Jekko forcing out a
Yeah.
flicker. Taslim, though, trying to respond onto the team fight. Gets stunned as well. Oh, but the damage is there. Taslim will grab the first blood on Satsu without even grabbing the purple buff itself.
Man, a constant poke. You know, Xenon Nexus did try to go for the first blood, but and also they might have actually gone, but the constant rotation, not the constant rotation, but the fast rotation from the Bakshia. The damage coming in from the mid lane itself bursted out. The first blood is right into the pockets. They have a goal lead, that too, a
Mm-hmm.
kill onto the mid lane. So
Yep.
the first
That.
turtle is rightly under the
Mhm.
pockets.
Yep. That kill was really crucial, especially coming from your jungler, and now they're just forcing up on the mid lane. And you could see also Taslim using up his retribution. He knows that it will make. He knows that he needs to rotate fast. He needs to farm up fast and rotate so he can help his team out. Since they have this 1-0 advantage, you can't be too complacent because that's just the early game. Even though you are leading by almost 1,000 gold, as the turtle spawns is gonna be the first turtle for this game number one. Of course, now on to the backline, getting taunt is Farzel, and of course Han Miguel, and Taslim is just really forcing up on the turtle. No casualties yet, but the CDO will grab the first one as Alcancha and the Cluster falls down. Off-cam kill on the bottom lane, getting picked off as well. Is yeah, we double kill for first, and that is 4-0 for Cut to Oblivion.
Man, a constant prolonged fight. The first turtle still in the pockets of Cut Oblivion alongside a cheesy sneaky peek. So that was a jump.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good escape, but look at that. The aggression is there. They're stealing off one of the creeps, trying to maintain the goal lead that they have created with the first turtle and the scrappy kills. And the goal lane, Ranger
Oh.
secures the Sky Pioso, and now any kills into his pocket is gonna be a stack over to the Sky Pioso, and that is gonna be brutal if he is able to snowball those Sky Pioso stacks.
Yep. He needs the stacks, so he needed a kill. He knows that he has the advantage in the early game, and he actually forced out the Inspire again on the Mia. So that is a nice thing to have in your arsenal now. Andre Siri hitting up Satsu on the mid. Taslim and San Miguel is just really forcing up. They need the to cover really huge ground. Concho getting hounded by Jekko City using the Predator Strike. San Miguel though will not be able to reach Alcancha on the bottom lane, and they will remain patient this time around as Yawi is just really not effective so far, as the San Miguel is just really too tanky and really too aggressive for them to handle.
0-5 score. Again, oh, the scrappy fight in the mid lane.
Okay, Jack goes here, getting taunted down. The flicker out will be used, and then the wings by wings, but it is not enough. Jacko City will fall down. So Andre though will find a retaliation exactly on the right time. Andre City grabs a kill. Farzel getting hounded by 3, but was able to escape with the dances. San Miguel though trying to stretch his legs out, and now Tesla is just on the roll, and Andre City is on a killing spree against Satsu. Another one for the Granger, and that's gonna be another stacks. 3-0 for Andre City and a turtle for CDO.
One kill into the pockets of Xeon Nexus. but the turtle goes in alongside the kills, and the goal lead is constantly massively big, go increasing into the favor of Cut Oblivion. Again, Pedro strike just to clear out the minions out, and also to pressure down the mid lane.
Mhm.
That's obviously okay, and they're gonna make sure that they look forward into the bottom lane. Gringer having a
Uh,
beautiful time with the sky pierces in his hand, looking forward for a kill. Oh, that is the bait!
oh my goodness. Alcacho once again gets picked off. That is 0-2-1 for the Mia. You can't have cheesy picks in this Omera, ladies and gentlemen. Satsu now. No black shits left. Satsu falls down in the mid. And CDO is just having the time of their lives. They are enjoying this lead. Yaoi have an HP using the Raging Sandstorm to escape the pressure from Cut to Oblivion. And Cut to Oblivion again just really want to take down the mid lane. Taslim trying to find the target. Drizzy Van will be the one to stop him though. Tank jungler to tank jungler is the one-on-one session. But San Miguel with stretch once again. The flicker out for cluster. San Miguel getting hounded. Here comes Taunt. And up strat is it is just not enough. But Yaoi though with a kill. And he will get retaliated by Andre Siri. That is not good. If you are the side of I'll say Nexus, because you just kept on giving Andre City stacks on the Sky Piercer 5-0 on the Granger.
Man, 5-0, and I think it's about time that he is already kitted up 40 stacks on Skype also, I believe. And that is gonna hurt a lot once he just go gung ho with the Federal strike. The aerial strike and the Death Sonata are gonna blast out every single member. Xeon Nexus, the third
Uh,
turtle right in the pocket without any contestant. Cause that's it. Look at the goal lead. It's so bulky, so
mhm,
massive. 2 to 11 score lead. I don't think so. The game is gonna be going into the later phases or the late era, because
uh,
that's the potential thing where you'll see that Mia will be able to shine, and they're lacking a lot into the damage dealing aspect. Yeah, Lilia is trying his best to provide all the assists
uh,
that he can,
uh.
but the jabs coming in from Paquito and the magic damage from the Farsha is way too much for any of the members to digest it.
Yep. Think guys are having trouble digesting the damage from Jacko City. Now Yaoi, I think it's getting too deep. Andre City with the that zone auto connects on Yaoi. And that is another stack on the Sky Piercer. 6-0 for Andre City. And they are just really dominant in this game. 9k almost on the gold lead. Gizivano will get melted down by Jacko City. Not even using up the Federer strike. They didn't need it. They didn't need it. And I think they just really need to finish this game early, because you don't want to give the Mia the late game leverage, late game items that it needs. And Andre City though still on a good side on this game. TDO just taking down turrets left and right, and I think they are gonna target down the whole shields on the bottom lane. Half an HP is Alcancha and Yaobi, and CDO will just fall back.
CDO with the domination. Oh, again the jump and the bouncy ball. That is the
Oh,
disengage.
yep, great disengage for them. And the damage is too much. They are respecting Andre City and First and San Miguel. It's just really too much on the tankiness. And just take a look at the gold, 10,000 gold lead for City. Oh, cut to oblivion and not giving cuts. They're not giving they're not cutting a break for the side of Asian Nexus. They want to go home early in this
Uh-huh.
game. They want to finish this up as much as possible. This is just a best of 3. Keep that in mind. Now San Miguel is just fighting Yaoi this time around in Sasuke. Man, this is not just really looking good so far for Asian Nexus.
Mm-hmm. One thing is sure that Khalid got the dominant size, so maybe they will be able to poke out the tankiness that Cut Oblivion are
Mhm.
dealing it. Like they are able to sustain it everything, but again. Baxia, Kit Song, the Blade Armor. So that is, this not gonna make any sense. Even though Mia is like, yeah, why is this guy not dying?
How it is not dying. Greasy Van again tanking the Rhapsody in the dead zone area from RJ City. Almost got San Miguel, but the damage not really there so far for Sin Nexus. And then now the Lord marching in towards the bottom lane. Yeah, he's still trying to zone out players, but the damage is really too much. Blackships will be forced out of the Federer strike from Jekko City in the mid. Jeezy Van now another Yaoi ready answer, but it's not enough. Lacancia from behind and getting taken down again. Kansha, who's here for 2 no kills and 4 deaths for the Smia, and Taslim will be the next one to fall in Flicker in. First, another one falling down. Drees Van is out alone with Colester. 4-0 trade, 4-1 trade rather for Cut Oblivion. And now Satsu is the one left. Sunday Hills is forcing up on the base. A wipeout secured, an unofficial wipeout for City. Oh, and they will take game number 1.
Game number 1, snatch away in a ruthless way for the Cut Oblivion. I really did like the Mia pick, and it seems like, yeah, maybe you could just throw everything on the Mia pick, but overall, the draft was pretty good. But I was not able to see the aggression that the Khalid was able to provide alongside the Lilia. Yeah, I agree. They did in the very early stage of the game, and Lilia was punished right after it. When the when the Bakshia was running, coming into the mid lane, clearing his jungle. But the threat of Paquito was a big, massive threat that the mid
Yep.
laner and also the gold laner were showcasing. Like, hey, where's the Paquito? So,
Yep.
I think instead of going aggressive, the Khalid has to
Mm-hmm.
always check on the Paquito, like, hey, where is it? Where is it? I'm checking all the grasses, but he's not there, and he's always
Uh-huh.
on the other side of the grasses, hitting and damaging the backliners. How is he doing that? But yeah, if and only if there was no uh, Mia or maybe a Melissa, things would have turned sideways. I think that would
Yeah.
be a best case scenario if you want to go with the attack speed marksman, especially if you want to just go and press rapidly or massively on the basic attack thing. Yeah, Melissa would have worked better because alongside this, the shield does a lot of things. You can just constantly be safe from all the jumps, also from Bakshia, Paquito, and maybe
Mm-hmm.
the Kufra. Yeah, I forgot the name. My bad.
Yeah. Yeah, now Kufra and Bakiro just really done a lot, being a frontliner and just
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of times that the Baksha was the one having the late entry to provide the passive, the damage reduction and the armor reduction as well. It is a huge thing for a Baksha. That's why it's called a utility jungler. And we are gonna
Yeah.
go in the Flying Clouds map, ladies and gentlemen, for game number 2
Oh.
as we start our drafting phase this early. And these two teams, Sasuke is just really relentless. They are not retired, especially say Nexus, because they want a comeback on this game, in this match. They want to secure that semifinals slot as well, and cut Oblivion was just really too strong for them, and we are really excited to see, ladies and gentlemen, what can they do later on after this game. We are gonna go ahead and throw to Marco soon enough, but yep, we are in a game number 2 drafting still, and yep, let's get it.
Hmm. I say just one thing. If Xeon Nexus wants to go
Mm-hmm.
and contest for the semifinals, they want to pull it to the game number 3. They definitely need to pan out a Paquito because they
Uh,
are into the second pick, right?
yep.
And there's no way that Cut Oblivion will just put the Paquito on the plate and serve them because they have the first pick and they'll definitely pick it if it's open. There's no way. He's
Mm-hmm.
been a massive threat into the XP lane and a constant, the threat for the squishy target, especially if he's hidden for a long time.
Mhm. Yeah, you're right on that one. So, again, CTO banning out the Uranus. Why? Why? What's with the Uranus today, Sasuke? Because
Uh,
usually we see the core heroes being banned. YSS, of course, tank junglers we can see, but we are expecting assassins getting banned. But again, the mastery on the tank jungler from CDO was just really too much for Syria and the Nexus to handle, and they handled it pretty well, in terms of draft.
mhm.
Uh, but I think they can do better. Syria Nexus needs to win this game number 2 if they want to keep their season's hope alive. And for Serie O, as much as possible, you
I am
want
the
to finish this
power of
early. You
light
don't want to give
incarnate.
your opponent confidence to come back and put the pressure right back at you.
Mhm. A Kufra ban coming in from Xeon Nexus. Now that is something that I don't really like it, but yeah,
Oh,
Paquito ban agreeable. It has to be there, but
yes.
what is left is Marcel. So the third ban coming in from Xeon Nexus, it will be probably Marcel. If not, they
Mm,
had to ban out a Zushin as well, or maybe a Claude, because those two heroes are still a threat potential heroes, and they cannot leave it open.
uh,
For the side of CTO, they could just probably camel it out with the glue ban, or they go with the Matilda. So this time around, I like the ban, but again,
yeah,
you could have
yeah,
picked it for yourself if you're panning it out. I think
yeah.
you're leaning more towards the assassin jungle.
Yep. Think a an assassin jungler is what we're gonna see today. I want to see the micros, the fast hands from our junglers, because they are most of the time the main stage
Uh huh.
of the game, and we are seeing a
Different
Marcel ban,
perspectives
but
expose the same
Sasuke,
truth.
this is it.
They call
We
me
are gonna
hero
see the
because I saved my
YSS
nation from falling
on
apart.
the
Oh, this
jungle
time around.
side.
Uh huh. Well, you wanted to see the assassin, right? Yeah, here's your Yi Shin. I know he's a marksman attribute hero too, but he also has the assassin, so you can be happy about the assassin jungle. But again, what could you possibly go now that you've seen the enemy card assassin Yi Shin on the first pick? You know that the jungler, not the jungler, but the roamer of the cut oblivion will be someone that would able to provide him
Need
space
no
so that he
protection.
could use the passive much frequently. I like the Baksha pick again, but they need something that could pair up with Baksha really well.
Yep. I think an Eve can be a good option, but a Rafaela. Okay, I think uh this is kind of a good pairing, with the mobility boost, especially when the cooldown is up on the rolling skill for the Baksha. But again,
Uh-huh.
still are gonna see, more core heroes from the side of say Nexus pop up, and we are in the flying clouds again, ladies and gentlemen. So there's a lot of things we can expect from these two
A
teams.
Grok.
I want a Grok, I want an Atlas, but they are gonna pick a Cho. Okay,
Okay,
okay.
okay. Now, hear me out. I'm a bit skeptical on the show, unless and
Uh-huh.
until it's a Kibo level show. I don't think this is gonna work out. Cause yeah, Yi Sunshin especially he needs the space to activate or utilize his passive much. One shot of
Mm.
melee, one shot of range, so to amplify his damage more and to gain the damage over time faster.
Uh,
So, Joe, I like the idea where this is going, but you see, you have a Bakshia. A Grok would have made more sense if you want to go through a Selena into the mid lane, but with this kind of comp, it's a double-edged sword for Cut Oblivion. Either either
I
it
am not
will
the
win
only
or
one
either they will
bound by
lose.
these
Cause the
chains.
Abyssal Arrow alongside the Abyssal Trap, it needs to land on
uh,
alongside the Way of the Dragon. So I think In terms of vision provision, they have everything they need. But in terms of team fight with the Phobius pick, I think now Xeon Nexus has a better chances.
Yep. CNXS with the Baksha and the Phobius and the Rafaela. Uh, it really goes well. It really goes well,
Uh huh.
especially with the Phobius. He needs a mobility. He needs escape whenever he's using the Demonic Force and then the ultimate as well. The dunks. Man, it is a really good utilization, but we are gonna see the Sushin being banned along with the Granger.
Experience the
So no
euphony of
Granger.
suffering.
Lots of respect, man, for the side of CNXS. They are afraid of the Granger. They are afraid of the Pakiro. They are afraid of the Kufra. But this time around,
They have to.
they have the slight advantage in terms of draft, but we are yet to see the explainer for the side of Cut to Oblivion. I'm expecting to see
Hmm.
a, you know, either a Claude or a Bruno, what you called
Hmm.
Sasuke, the Bruno, a Brody can be used as well. Even though it's not quite on the meta, but a Leslie, yeah, I remember that one. The Leslie Sasuke is one of the meta here in our latest patch.
Yeah, because you don't really like the hero, but you can arguably debate about that because the camouflage and the recent patch changes on the Berserker Fury makes her
Mm-hmm.
lethal shot quite lethal. But hear me
Uh,
out. I think I might be going a bit more outrageous onto the draft for the side of CTO. Because imagine if you see Edith onto the XP lane and then a Ruby onto the goal lane. Now that they have the East engine, they could gamble
whoa.
it out and go with a lot more frontliners. And they need to just make sure that the East engine will be able to handle down the late game scenarios. Only then they could just do it. Because if not, yeah, you have the Edith, the primal form,
Mm-hmm.
it will be able to deal a lot more damage, right? With the changes of what Stallion side, yeah.
Uh, yeah. Yeah, a Harith can will do wonders for CDO with the Moscow being picked by CNXS, and we are gonna see the buffed Esmeralda in this
Uh-huh.
meta. So Esmeralda on the XP lane. What we expect, either a Harith, Leslie, but they are gonna go with a Beatrix. Oh,
Oh, a long lost marksman, which was buffed in previous season, right?
yep.
The I still remember the physical attack growth that she received alongside the spell Vamp onto her all of us ultimate was one of the best hero that you could ever pair up
Mm,
with Marcel because you could just use both of his weapons ultimate significantly with the golden hour. But right now we're gonna see, oh, that is a beautiful hero. The backline threat, the Kagura into the mid
Kagura.
lane.
Oh my. Oh
Now hear me
my.
out. Beatrix, she needs to constantly in check because the Semi and Umbrella is gonna be dreadful.
Mm-hmm.
I like the draft coming in from Xeon Nexus this time. I think they have a better draft and also the strong contention. It all matters that how they executed it perfectly because the winning chances they have it in the pockets. Moscow for the late game, while the Kagura for a mid control burst and also to poke down or be a threat for the backliners of CTO.
Yep, the threat is there, ladies and gentlemen, and the threat to end the series from CDO is up as we enter game number 2 here in MLBB OCC season number 3. Ladies and gents, again, we are your casters, Sasuke and of course Kenzie. And Jeko City again, really hitting up Yaoi, one hit away from losing his
Oh,
life. But now Satsudo will be the sacrificial lamb
oh,
instead of the roamer from the side of CN Nexus. And that is a huge, huge loss for the side of CN Nexus.
again they fall for the same trap. Is this the glimpse that we saw in the game number one? Is it gonna be played once more?
Whoa.
Because look at that, Isan Shin already steal down the blue buff away from the
Whoa.
Bakshia and now rotating towards his own red. So that is a big jungle Q into the pocket again. Oh, the Jeet
Oh.
Kundo. And the Shinpo, that is the kill into the pocket.
Oh my goodness, San Miguel. He's really setting up to heaven, getting them chunked with the Drunken Master moves from San Miguel. Again, taking down the
Oh,
sorry, the Rafaela. So a much needed kill to 0 for Cut to Oblivion. And of course, we're still waiting for the side of Saint Nexus to show us some signs of life because they are getting hounded, especially Cluster, the bottom lane. Fars will be the one to grab the kill 3-0 for Cut to Oblivion. And the instant respawn will be used as well by the Rafaela as the turtle spawns.
not like this. Not like this. The free turtle again for the CTO and Xeon Nexus trying to once more falling into the same trap as the game number one. Xeon Nexus, I think they need to cope up with something in the right of the mind. Again, oh!
Ooh, okay, yeah, we will be the ones to fall. Gets kicked by San Miguel. They are just really shutting down the Rafaela on CN Nexus. And quite oddly so, you want to target the core heroes, but that is still a late game advantage that they have to kill the goal lead for Cut to Oblivion. And we are seeing again CN Nexus struggle in the early game, but will we see them come alive in the mid to late stages? They need something here. They need some pick-off. They need G7 to connect on the passives, and also they need to synchronize their skills. They don't want to expend too early on the flickers. They don't want to be hounded by something as much as possible. You want to punish this Cho, but it is just too nimble. And of course, there's a threat of the Abyssal Arrow from Jeko City. And there's a lot of factors really stopping Sid Nexus from finding a pick-off. And it starts with San Miguel Jeko. Now, Jizivan will get kicked. Satsu will fall down from behind. And yeah, will be next. That's with a double kill. Might grab the triple. And Jeko City will steal it. And that will be 4-0 trade going to the side of Cut to Oblivion. Sasuke 8-0. For Cut to Oblivion.
It's just the glimpse of the game number one right now. Off camera, even the 1v1. Moscow is literally losing against the Beatrix. And man, like, that is going to be brutal because, you know, the late game depends on Moscow. And if it's not able to farm, there is no late game. Again, off camera, Esmeralda just shields out Kagura again. Moscow falling down into the goal lane once more.
Oh my goodness, 2-0 on that skirmish, Sasuke. This is what we are expecting, you know, the effectiveness again of the assassin junglers back 2-0 for Taslim, and they are just shutting down Rizivana and slowly but surely just really grabbing the game and shutting down again Satsu. Not able to move, and they are gonna lose some plates on the mid. And how can we forget Cluster again with a flicker out, almost got hit by the Abyssal Arrow. And Andre Siri was just really harassing this Moskov, using this Beatrix. No answer for this Moskov. The damage is just too much, ladies and gentlemen.
The damage is there alongside the farm and the goal lead. Look at the scoreboard, 10-0. Again, off camera kill with the Abyssal Arrow. Kagura falls once again.
Oh my god, I can't show one good person down by Andres hit him with a sprays on him. I think that was a Tech 9 Yaoi though in the mid, getting hounded by Taslim. Dashes in, was able to grab the kill still. And he will get shut down finally by Satsu. But that is one heck of an outplay by Taslim. And a much needed kill for the side of CN Nexus. And the Cluster's just really struggling against this Esmeralda, who is buffed. And Abyssal Arrow will once again cook and connect on Cluster. Jeko City is just on the spot with this Abyssal Arrows. And Drizivan now trying to find the target. Andre City though is the one who got hit by that passive, but it is just really too much so far for CN Nexus.
It's done. The undecided thing. The early control is into the hands of CTO. It's just a moment of time, like how the tempo this game into the hands. Oh, flicker being used. They're targeting down a Beatrix. SOD connecting down. Moscow is there with the Spear of Misery. I think that was perfect.
Yep, that was perfect. San Miguel, though, from behind was able to find Alcantara, but he was able to use a Purify. Now Tassel will get punished. Lester would escape, but not for long. First with Flicker in, and the second skill connects as well. 40-star window. Force will be locked down, but SOM no can go yet. And the sniper connects by Andre City, who is now unstoppable on the Beatrix 501 again. Andre is just really unkillable in the gold lane, and I think they will be able to destroy this meta. But again, the threat of Yaoi and Yusufas there, and the damage again. Andre City, what is up with this Beatrix, Sasuke?
That's crazy. The lethal shots coming in from the sniper is absolutely stunning. Again, the turtle falling into the hands of CTO. The mid tower is already down, like it's just a matter of time. Yeah, it's done. Again, we have the dragon looking forward for it. Bakshia pretty low, running for it. The constant poke and the constant lethal shots coming in from this Beatrix is something that
Yep,
Xeon
it is
Nexus
just
are
really
not
too
able to
much.
digest.
Yep, it is just really too much, you know. They aren't able to digest the damage. Look at that. A Malefic gun and a POT as a second item. Who wouldn't feel this damage from the Beatrix, who relies on the items and as well, you know. Oh my goodness! What was that? Andre City raining it down, and Lester will be next. A double kill for Andre City, and Josephan trying to escape the damage, the pressure from City. Oh, but it's just too much still, and Josephan was forced to rotate on the bottom lane, but he will be met by Taslim, who is really aggressive, diving in under the turret, and Alcantia going down in the mid lane again. City, just really dominated. Tracy Fan was able to stop Taslim, and Taslim will not be able to escape though. The third damage, and ladies and gentlemen, this is looking really endable so far for CDO, and there is no definite answer for CN Nexus.
Oh, there is one definite answer, and that too in terms of miracle. If with the Infernal Pursuit, Phobias do manage to take down 3 to 4 members, and imagine with Semi-Umbrella Flea, Kagura is able to pick and melt them off, and that is very rare chance because these members, they are all scattered. So it's
Yep.
nearly impossible to catch them or collect them, and Kagura will be able to burst them. So that is nearly impossible. But if and only if, with the inverted quotations and everything, if they're able to do so, then it will be the game change moment for Xeon Nexus. So at this point, like, they can just wait for CTO to make some mistakes, or they can, and meantime, they can just make sure that the backliners constantly farm up, they get the core items. I know. Like, it's a pretty dire situation because with the Lord, CTO are looking forward to end it once and for all.
Yep, they want to end it as soon as possible because, there you can only win and lose in this game. There's no middle, there's no draw, and there can only be one going down and going up on the semifinals. And CDO is just making us really, really be shocked with their performance. They are really too dominant for Sin Nexus, and Cluster tried to go in, but that was not. It's just too much. Andre City with a kill, and Van will be next. Taslim though was able to grab him, and Akasha will be the next one to fall. And ladies and gentlemen, this game is going to the hands of CDO, and they will see the semi-final stage. They will advance to our semi-finals as they grab game number 2.
Man, oh man. The team who were finalist, not the finalist, but the team who qualified to the finals in the season 2 continues to throw the tremble and showcase their power in the season 3, as well as they just managed to reach the semi-finals with the rest of the two teams with the complete 2-0 score. And man, the game number 2 was basically a glimpse of game number 1 in a more ruthless way.
Man, they are really ruthless. Aggression from cut to oblivion cuts away any doubts for this match against the Nexus. And congratulations again to Kata to Oblivion for advancing to our semifinals here in MLBB OCC season number 3. And ladies and gents, we would like to also thank CNXS. They really put up a fight, getting uh, so far to the quarterfinals. They've proven themselves to be one of the top teams here in OCC, top 8 to be exact. Of course, ladies and gents, we still have the second match available, so we will be bringing you Sons of Bow against Monarch. But of course, before we head on to the match, we would like to throw it to Marco. Marco, what was your verdict on that match?
Hi, guys. Oh my God. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful casting, by the way. But what a dominant performance from CTO as they take both game 1 and 2 against Xeon Nexus. Now, I'm just going to go back a little bit to the first game. I From the opening minutes, CTO made their intentions clear. Now, securing that first blood onto Lilia, immediately establishing momentum before exploding into this 4-0 kill lead within the first 3 minutes. I mean, that early advantage wasn't just reflected on the scoreboard, it translated into a complete map control. Like, the biggest difference in that game was CTO's macro play. I mean, they consistently rotated first, controlled the vision, and pressured every objective. I mean, the turtle went over to CTO, allowing them to steadily build an enormous goal advantage that just it was hard to at this stage for Z and Nexus to follow up. Now they had very little room to breathe. Zeo Nexus. I mean, one of the standout on that first game that I really enjoyed was that fast. The rotation around the map were exceptional. She was constantly arriving at the right place at the right time to support those skirmishes and objectives. Now, combined with that, with San Miguel's Kufra, reliable initiation, TTO showcase one of the most dangerous team fights combination in the current meta. Now, every time Kuiper found an engage, Barca was there to follow with like this devastating damage, leaving Xeon Nexus with almost no opportunity to disengage. And then another key factor was the Granger. I mean, he started building Sky Piercer stacks. He became increasingly difficult to contain. A Granger that's allowed to snowball this hard becomes a nightmare to deal with. And you guys know this. You guys, everyone who plays MLBB knows this. And Zion Nexus simply couldn't find the opening to shut him down before he reached that point. Now, if you're facing a Fed Granger, he has to become your number one priority because if it left unchecked, he'll completely take over the game, which he did in game 1. Now, unfortunately for Xeon Nexus, that draft kind of never really reached the stage where it could be comfortably fight back. Even Khalid himself was forced to absorb an incredible amount of damage. But against the burst and sustained pressure coming from CTO's lineup, he simply couldn't survive long enough to create meaningful space for the team. I mean, every attempt, even to contest an objective or a team fight, was immediately punished. Now, this wasn't just a mechanical victory, it was a masterclass in macro execution for CTO. Dictated the pace from the start to finish, denied Z and Nexus every major objective, and never gave them the opportunity to recover. Now, that's exactly the level of discipline you expect in a quarterfinals where every small advantage is pushed to the limit. Now, going up to game 2, unfortunately, again for Xeon Nexus, it followed a very similar script. to the first. I mean, it all started with another disastrous opening as Kagura was picked off for the first blood, immediately handing the early momentum over to CTO before Zia Nexus could even stabilize. Rafaela was caught out by Choi just a moments later. I mean, giving CTO that complete control of the early game once again. Now, you've got the Esmeralda dictated the XP lane. She consistently pressured Phoebius, denying the opportunity to scale while creating even more space for the rest of the CTO to rotate around the map. Now, one of the biggest issues I think for Z and Nexus was that they never had the chance to establish their own tempo. Every attempt to move onto the map was immediately answered by CTO's superior rotation and vision control. Now, Rafaela, if you guys have seen it, she was getting picked off repeatedly, making it almost impossible for Zia Nexus to reset, contest objective, or find meaningful engagement. Now, at one stage, I could see the scoreboard I was watching sat at 8-0 in favor of Cut to Oblivion. And from that point forward, the game was firmly in their hands. And the gold lead, it continued to grow. Every objective belonged to CTO. And Z Nexus just couldn't find an opening to mount a comeback. Individually, one player though deserves a special recognition is definitely Andre on that Beatrix. I mean, forget Andre City, guys. Tonight it was Sniper City. I mean, the map awareness, the snipe control, the precision throughout the game were so outstanding. Like every time every time the rotation felt calculated, every ultimate found value, and every fight seemed to begin with that Beatrix putting pressure on Xeon Nexus before they even had the chance to engage. It was clinical performance that perfectly complemented their disciplined macro play once again. Now, looking at the big picture, this series showcased exactly why Cut to Oblivion are considered one of the most and tournament's favorites. Now, their drafting was well executed, and perhaps most importantly, they never allowed Xia Nexus a single opportunity to breathe. Every early advantage was converted into objectives, map control, every team fight into an even bigger lead. Now, for Xia Nexus, while the tournament journey comes to an end, you guys should still be incredibly proud of what you've achieved this season, coming into OCC as one of the underdogs. You guys, you've exceeded expectations and proved you belong on the big stage. Now, this experience will undoubtedly make you guys an even stronger team moving forward. So, congratulations once again to Cut to Oblivion, who advances to the semifinals in a dominant fashion. But don't go anywhere, guys. The action is still far from over. Coming up next, we have another huge quarterfinal matchup between Sons of Bo will take on the Monarch in another best of three series. We'll be getting the match underway in just a few minutes, so stay with us because there's still plenty more OCC Season 3 action to come. We'll be back shortly after a small break.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the auction of the century. I hope you brought your checkbooks and your wits tonight. Let's start the bidding!
The rapid dragon in agile fashion. We jump into action, dashing. Perspectives are clashing. fight. Jump into the showdown till justice is found. Transform into battle now. Judgment's gavel coming down. Fighting for the righteous justice, fighting for the priceless truth, blurring all the lines between the bad and the good. Yeah, fighting for the justice no matter what we do. Three perspectives sharing one objective. Yeah. Everybody's fighting for the truth. Justice calls.
ここは俺に任せて